unsure, I suppose, across the board, but it's I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be a tough one for Endpoint to take it. I think this is going to be the closest best 3 of the day, essentially. We are indeed getting into that pistol. Bit of utility bought up here for the Sprout side, and of course the kit and the 2 flashes for Mighty Max.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I kind of put my prediction out there last minute. I guess it could be 2-1, but I do have Sprout winning it. Nice shot from Surreal, as Dust 2 is Endpoint's playground, so I guess it's up in the air. Another one from Surreal towards Catwalk. He's able to fall back, and obviously he's feeling it, so he wants more. Get a peek from Goose in towards Long. Sprout lose 2 players. They take Long. Not really the most fair trade ever, as they're going to go ahead and do that deep CT smoke and try to force Surreal off of this, but he hasn't even really taken much damage. Able to just keep peeking. Here they come close ramp now. Surreal, now he's missing shots at a critical moment as Crucial comes through the smoke. And no, man, it's just a bloodbath back and forth. Endpoint, though, taking damage but keeping numbers here, Script.
Yeah, definitely could swing all of a sudden, though. Fabin will find himself in that 1 versus 2. Had to find that headshot cleanly. He does eventually get Mighty Max, so comes really close. But Crucial to get the trade in the end. Only just right. By the skin of their teeth, they'll get the pistol on the board.
Man, it started so well for them, too. 2 shots from Surreal, and it got a little bit messy. Mighty Max finds 2 of his own. Sprout with the bomb plant and everything else, just going to go ahead and full save here. They'll have rifles next. They're going to buy a little bit of armor on players who are pretty rich and some upgraded pistols. But other than that, a lot of times without the plant, you'll see a lot of teams here not buy. Or sorry, without the plant, you'll see a lot of teams here just buy. But able to afford not to, which is the first time in all of today's matches.
Yeah, feeling confident in those rifles, of course. Want to get them out as early as possible. But us two, I'm sure we could talk all day about how anything can happen on this map, right? And these Deagles in play certainly could take some scalps off. Oh, yeah, I don't know about the repeat there, Crucial. Deacher has got that angle on lockdown. Going to take him out. Nice opener coming in, and very little gain for it, right? They spot 1 guy on short. He could back off. He could still be there, but they don't really know where anybody else is right now on the Sprout side of things, and still have to worry about this presence on short. A lot of utility actually available in a round like this as well for the T side, so if they can take down Thomas here, actually in with a really good fighting chance.
Flash up the Catwalk. Thomas, or sorry, up towards Long as Thomas falls in towards Kit. Ooh, you gotta hit those. The Deagle's now starting to reign supreme, and Snatchy, he might fall, but it's at the expense of Robin. And this is just kind of falling apart now for Endpoint here, Scriv. I'm unsure how this really transpired. I guess it starts with a whiff and it kind of snowballs. The Deagles are upgraded now to rifles, and I think Mighty Max might want to consider backing on out of this one. They've invested everything in upgrading, and Sprout just kind of steal this one away. This was just Deagles. This was their transition to buy next.
Yeah, some big question marks. Like I said in the moment, I think Crucial going for the reface there with no utility at all, not even utility of his own, is very dangerous against a Deagle. And then they just have nothing to work with. They're just confused as to whether, or well, I should say unsure as to whether he's still around or pushed back. Are the rest of the team unsure? What's going on? They've not really gained anything for that death at all. So it's pretty much the perfect opener for Sprout, and they work off of it really well. Bit of armor dotted in there, and the utility used well. Yeah, I don't know, man. He had full utility. I think he had an M4 is perhaps why the confidence comes in, right? Why he wants to go for that swing. Oh. The AWP by here as well, going to be deadly. Out pretty early for Snatchy, so that is... not what Endpoint wanted. 3 rounds in, he's already on the AWP, and he's already hitting tags.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? The AWP comes out super early, especially in a round where you're buying back to try to counter the big blunder that you just had. Robin, sight with a Deagle. Can he hit the shot? They're crossing. Haven will take him out, and now Endpoint just back up off Cat. They realize we have to fight mid first. If anyone's mid, let's deal with them. And it looks like they are just going to save. Again, full investment into this one. They want to save the rifle. The rest have pistols. If they can steal another round out of this bye, so stretch it to 2, even though they are saving, it's better than just throwing bodies to the wind. So Sprout will get a second. Crucial may get a gun, and he will. So he'll take that. FAMAS to the bank.
Definitely scrappy between these two teams early on, though. Messy round in the previous for Endpoint. This one, a little easier on the Sprout side of things against the Force Spy, but even then, fights kind of still taking place, and finding slim advantages seems to be the name of the game. Like I say, I think this is going to be our closest best of 3, whether it does end up 2-0 as we've kind of all gone in, put our chips down. I think they are going to be hard-fought maps for both of these teams, honestly. But I think one thing to consider that we didn't maybe touch on so much in the pregame is Endpoint have just come off the back of, sure, it was only 3 maps, but they played a best of 5 that thankfully they finished in good time, right? They've had a bit of a break in between. Started at 12 o'clock British time, so that's about 7 hours ago. So they've been playing Counter-Strike pretty much all day. I think they would have finished that 3-mapper and then get a bit of food and then talk about this game so much. So there's a big question mark in terms of like the last-minute preparation and just the fatigue as well. I think we might see, as we saw from Crucial in that second round, some sloppy kind of mistakes that hopefully can be reined in early on.
Well, they get Snatchy in the pit with the op. They just carry over what they had, no further investment. As the smokes are going to cross again. Second wave of smokes. Dennis will flash for himself. Crucial's molly hits the lip. That's a mistake. Supposed to cover all of ramp. Instead, he just burns himself out of position. They know he's there. Faven will find it. Faven's going to find a second thanks to Mighty Mac's team flash. And Surreal boosted up here. Is going to take a leave of absence as he backs up. Taicha will get involved himself, and here comes Snatchy out of the pit to help his team, and the molly will claim Thomas. A little bloody, a little crazy, maybe a little too expensive for Sprout, but hey, it gets numbers on the board.
I think we're starting to see now that we're 5 rounds in, or well, 4 played out. Faven is that X factor at the moment for Sprout. As T-Time mentioned, been playing very, very well across the course of this tournament, and Dust 2 can be a bit of a playground for players like him, so need to shut him down quickly, or at the very least not give him any more frags than necessary. He's already on 7, and he's looking very scary indeed. Into the first gun round, though. This is where it starts to get very important for Endpoint. Flashes coming through onto the B-bomb site. Surreal playing that back angle, and Mighty Max up top. Oh, Snatchy does take him down before he's able to find another frag, so a pretty big one coming through there. Deecher on the lurk with the MP9. Not a conventional lurking weapon, but it works for him. He snaps both their necks so very easily, and now Thomas is in a 1 versus 3. It looked like that B-hold was going to be solid, but they get the trades in cleanly enough on the Sprout side, and then Deecher just holding the rotations immaculately.
Amazing. Sprout have come swinging. You're right. Maybe Endpoint are a little drained, a little tired. A big W today, but sometimes you can't always have back-to-back Ws. It gets a little difficult. As Sprout on their T side will get to 4. And Scriv, I know it's early, but what can Endpoint do? What's the fix? Like, is it being more aggressive? Is it just taking control, or are they doing everything right and just losing their fights?
I think the aggression is kind of hitting the nail on the head. I feel like they do need to gather some information early on in these rounds, and they do need to find maybe some early frags as well. Like this shouldn't be happening. I know it's a difficult angle and everything, but 2 of them going down to an MP9, I feel like either get the trade in or kind of back off. Don't just give him the second frag. And like I said, those sloppy mistakes kind of coming in. But ultimately, resting on their heels in on the bomb site means that Sprout are able to play their own game, and right now Sprout are a little cleaner, a little crisper when it comes to the gunfight. So you need to maybe get some unforced errors out of them or catch them off guard, right? Rather than letting them control the angles that they peek into and the bomb sites that they hit as a team. Because right now, Endpoint, there's no one really fragging massively to keep them away.
Speedy. Creeping on up here, the smoke. Bloom in front of him. Robin a little upset by that. He was hoping to hold that angle of the P250. And with no noise being made, they may assume someone crossed. But Sprout have been playing very slow, so they might not be ready for Speedy to be so forward. As it rains utility onto the site, Speedy, bigger opportunity to find the single rifle. Can't land the shots. Daicha is going to find Robin, and Dennis is lurking. What he does best, in through middle, will finally get taken out by Thomas. Now, those are 2 rifles they can hang on to. And honestly, probably advised to do so.
Yeah, definitely the smart move, right? They're not really going to be winning a situation like this, and their money isn't perfect. Oh, Spinny. So very lucky to escape there, and Favin making sure he gets away for definite. But yeah, with these 2 saved rifles, I think they will be able to buy up into the next round. I think they were going to go for that anyway, but it would be a lot cleaner. And maybe able to get an AWP out here as well, at the sacrifice of some utility. So we'll see whether they opt to go for that and whether they do quite have enough cash. Yeah, so I thought so, right? Thomas particularly can definitely drop one across. If they opt to go for that. It's also something that we've not seen from Endpoint yet, the AWP. So, Surreal's just going to go straight in for it anyway. Oh, they're going for they're going for a double AWP setup here. So this is an interesting way of doing things.
Do they do this often?
Yeah, so Crucial is like the main AWPer, right? And then I think Robin likes a bit of an AWP. Surreal likes a bit of an AWP. But particularly on a map like Dust 2, I think they really do go towards this double AWP setup more often than not. And I think a lot of teams would in this situation anyway, right? When you're a good amount of rounds behind, you've got to pull something out the bag.
It gets to a point where, yeah, you got to try something. I don't think they know Faven's here. Thomas might be aware that it's a possibility, but they're both so blind. I don't think Thomas is 100% sold on the idea of someone being there. Because in my mind, if he 100% knew someone was there or had a good idea, he'd use his molly. So for now, he's just going to sit and wait. And that may come back to surprise him. As this catwalk smoke will bloom, forcing Crucial back. Faven's just going to buy time. They may just leave him there. Because at some point, Thomas may have to push up to clear those doors. Let's say a cat execute comes through. I like this.
Okay, Robin just about. I thought he was going to lose that fight, honestly. The crack angle in the smoke maybe was an intention from DJ. It looked like that's what he was trying to go for. Faven hit towards Long, also going to get taken down. So this round, the 1 versus 1s are actually being won, and I think the difference is there's no one on the side of Sprout to find the trades cleanly, right? They're all isolated. 1 versus 1's Crucial with the snap of the wrist. Takes down Spiddy, and I think with it the round will come. He's got all the information in. They're all towards short. His teammates chiming in. He gets himself a second, and finally Endpoint are able to break the curse.
Big play from Thomas there. I was kind of expecting more from Faven, but nothing came from it. So the curse is lifted, but there's at least a couple more rifle rounds to get through. Nice shots from Crucial. Right on the money. Exactly what they needed. And now this is kind of one of those big rounds. They lose this, their money's going to be in a weird spot, but with loss bonus, it might buy. It's kind of just a buffer round until things really get tough. As Daicha willing to take some damage with the spawn. Going to give the op back over to Snatchy, and good nade usage from Endpoint early. Leaves Sprout limping a little bit.
The chip damage on the CT side is always important. I think anyone who watches top tier Counter-Strike knows that. Astralis, the absolute masters of it. So yeah, just softening them up a little bit. Particularly when you're on a full buy and you've got a bit of money in the bank, there's no point. But massively, Dennis is crept under. He's not able to find a frag, but that chip damage we're talking about, he trades a bit back. He's also keeping attention in on the B-bomb site, where it does look like the site of choice may well be A. It's hard to tell at this point. They're being kept away by mollies, by smokes, and now they have to readjust.
Readjust they shall. Robin towards mid. Like he wants to cross or perhaps get ready to fight. As soon as he hears that player jump off from Cat, he realizes what's up. Drop the nade. Beautiful damage done to Daicha. The sight, smoke on the box, the smoke regular CT will land. Robin left shooting blind as the B split is coming in full effect. Surreal back sight. He's about to be challenged by an AWP. Mighty Max doesn't know where to look. They're trying to come through the door. 2 for Mighty Max. Faven, please help your team. They're being shut down. Mighty Max with 3. Is he going to go for more? 15 seconds. They know where he is, but his team flashes are beautiful. That's 4. Ace it up. No, shut down, but what a hold.
Beautiful round. Absolutely beautiful. Mighty Max in 2 ways. First of all, he's hitting everything, right, which helps, but they don't know where he's at. And they know for a fact that Surreal is back plat. He's been spotted. It's a common area for an AWP to play. And he uses that to his advantage, that they're all distracted with the backside area, and perfect stuff for him. Bit of luck on his side. They line up through the smoke. They're kind of low HP. But all the same, it's a nice 4K and a really big individual moment from the in-game leading voice that will give them a bit more morale moving forwards.
I would hope so. Now, they do have to get through this final buy as Sprout. They lose this. I imagine Sprout will be half buying, even though I believe they're on 3-round loss or 2-round loss. They'd be third after this. So a chance to at least get 1 round of breathing without rifles. And it's the double ops, of course, for Endpoint. I don't think it was the most effective the first round we saw. I think they lost that round and won the next. But, hey, the way Sprout are playing very default spread across the map, it gives the double ops a lot of opportunity. I keep doing that by accident. I swear I'm not doing that pun by accident or on purpose. I swear.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. By the end of it, we'll have to get a counter going, right, and keep track of everything. Looking good here, though. Once again, Sprout not able to find those early openers that they once were in the beginning rounds of this half. Oh, not expecting Crucial at all. Stood with nade in hand. Always a tough one to watch from both sides of the equation. And once again, this chip damage that we talk about is here from the CT side, as well as the initial frag. Flash comes in. Crucial not ready for the drop. He's got no mates around to help him either. Robin sat in at Goose. They are going to check him here. He has to get proactive, and he knows it. Good for 1, but traded back. Dennis in on the lurk. Finds his frag, done his job. The bomb's gone down, but 2 versus 2. That's certainly going to be tough, I think, for the CT side, honestly. No utility to work with and very little information. Both players in at short. It is planted for them. The AWP shot misses. Down will go Faven, however, as he gets a bit overzealous with the peaks, and now trained on Dennis is Surreal. The defuse comes through. The shoulder peak. The trigger discipline is there. He finds 1, but Surreal gets the trade almost. You could see it in your mind's eye if one of those bullets had landed in his head. Not going to be the case, however. It's close, but Endpoint still stringing them together.
Ooh, that plant spot wasn't ideal for that post plant either. Just behind the box makes it very difficult for the cat player because you have to swing that much wider to try to make that play happen. But with the plant and the loss bonus, they're able to scrounge a buy together. Without that plant, I don't think this buy would have come through. That extra $800 injected into the economy secures utility behind these buys. Yes, there's a UMP for Spitty, but the counter to that is the op for Snatchy. So a risk Sprout seemed worth taking because they know they win this round, they break Endpoint's money here in the process. So worth it.
Key round then for these two teams. Sprout got to get their foot back in the door, particularly on this T side of Dust 2. Very prominent side after such a good start as well. You'd expect a nice finish for them, but Endpoint have got other ideas. Mid to B split coming through, and the players from Tunnel are a little late here. Oh, Surreal lines them up. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. I think the idea was to slowly come through Tunnel, but unfortunately Surreal gets in their face. He had other ideas. Crucial will trade down Dennis, and it's all left to Snatchy. 1 versus 3 for him. He's landing his shots as well. He's got plenty of time to work with. He's also got the bomb. So suddenly the shoe may well be on the other foot here for Sprout.
What do I even say to that? Are they going to let Snatchy cross? Is Crucial going to hold this cross? He's trying to. Oh, he's not holding it all the way. It's like a half commitment. Give Snatchy a chance to escape. I think Crucial's now just might start peeking into that. They're going to let him cross to A. I have a weird feeling Crucial's just going to start looking over here for some reason. The flash, just in case. Let Snatchy cross. And there's a very real possibility, even after Surreal's amazing hold of that hop and the 1 for 2, that Snatchy can just steal this round back. Gonna peek into CT. He's gonna get double peeked. Does he see them both up under the box? Trying to isolate 1v1. Snatchy hit a shot. Oh, he hits Thomas jumping. And it's Crucial with the other op. And Snatchy knows he's close. Crucial expects him to leave. And Snatchy will find him. A 4K from Snatchy. A round of just hectic mistakes all over the place.
Oh, man. To use your words, what do I say to that? Like, this is nasty. That is nasty. And mistimed, right? There's a few mistakes in that kind of a play, but big mistake from Endpoint. I feel like you were really edging towards it, right? You really wanted Crucial to change his angle and just look towards A for a split second. And it was kind of too late. And he was missing shots. They didn't quite capitalize on it. An aggressive jump peek, which sure, it's a hard shot to hit, but all the same, just don't give him the opportunity. Benefit of hindsight on that one, to be fair, but I think definitely Crucial needed to change up his angle, but then the curse of an AWPer, right? As soon as you do, you get peeked from the angle you were just holding. Man. That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one.
Because that breaks their economy. It gives Sprout a free round. Basically, that clutch is like worth 2 rounds, you know? In weird hindsight. So it's just crazy.
We'll see. We'll see. Financially, they'll recover. But emotionally, I don't know. It's a big one to be losing.
Oh, come on.
Okay, what is going on here? All stacked on top of each other seems to work. Dude. Oh god, what is happening? What is going on? This was meant to be a close game, but not like this. Not like this,
dude.
Oh my goodness, they're missing so many shots right now on the Sprout side of things, and just giving them so many opportunities. Actually gets a quick double, but oh, Surreal's on high. Oh, doesn't quite get his hands onto the AWP, but what the hell? They'd invested like, I think there was literally only one P250 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. That's Sprout throw around and then Endpoint. Oh my goodness, I don't know. This is.
I'm just sitting here with my mouth open, just dumbfounded at the last couple rounds we've had, because the last 3 rounds just shouldn't have happened. It's absurd. They're peeking into no smokes or anything. Like, they're getting absolutely laid out. Now Mighty Mac's gonna be able to farm cash with his UMP. There's 2. Bet he has enough bullets for 1 more, nearly. And Surreal will clean it up. 6-6, but Sprout, they gotta be full tilt.
Particularly after you've just given yourself such a big opportunity with a great clutch coming in, and you've just flushed it down the toilet. Arguably more annoying than, like, you know, losing a round like that when you're 6 or 7 rounds down, because you're in such a prime position. This is a freebie. Then we move into the next round. They'll have a tough buy. Either way, fast hit towards long coming in from Sprout here. Deecher able to just about survive, but it's starting to set in. He just jumps through a smoke on his own. Thomas in with another. Mighty Mac still in pit. They have conceded their attempt at long, although not a very effective attempt, and they will try to go for a different avenue of attack. But oh man, you can just see it, can't you? You can just see it. Someone needs to rein this in on the Sprout side of things, because they are already making some questionable decisions here.
I don't know what to say anymore. Scrib, I don't know what I can say that'll add to this. There's nothing really to be said, is there? Just kind of let it happen. Let them be their own demise. Thomas is awoken, as they're about to come out towards long, playing that head angle. Only peeking up to spot, take a fight, fall back. He does get the one. That was so quick. Well traded by Sprout, but you can't afford to trade at this point. Need clean kills. And here comes the run boost. Snatch, you won't see anything. No one's posted on him. And I don't know how they're going to clear out this single box player.
Oh, the flash comes through from Mighty Max as well. He kind of fluffs it. I think the spacing, the timing didn't quite work for him. Another run boost attempt coming in here. Robin will take down the player in the air, though, and Crucial holding that close angle. So no crazy shenanigans, just a couple traded back. But like you say, that trade at long, not quite worth, and then they're giving up their position. Endpoint are able to just hold their angles, lock it down, and now taking the lead. And as I've said, T-sided map, folks. Looking good here for Endpoint with the 7 rounds. Sprout are going to have to pull out the stops on their CT side of things.
Gonna need to pull out the stops indeed. Tech 9s. Apparently they're back. Haven't played with it yet, but apparently it's back almost to its old ways. Robin forced off, gets the molly out. Daicha, looks like the Tech 9 is back. As Daicha runs through the entire molly, though. And we'll go down on a 2-for-1. Endpoint will say thank you. They'll take it. Surreal's like, okay. If they're going to smoke CT, they're clearly on their way. I'll fall back to window. Safe spot to peek from. Will probably not peek again. Falls into backside. Less make you with tunnels. Good flash in. Speedy taking his time, but it doesn't matter. 8 for Endpoint. Here comes the buy from Sprout. And what essentially could be the last rifle round for Sprout if they lose this for this half.
Krieg in for Daicha. Actually, of course, just about able to squeeze an AWP out here. Pretty important for them. But we talked about that double AWP setup, by the way, and I think really good point to raise here for Endpoint is it was pretty much the turning point, despite that one round that they lost out to Snatchy. Double AWP setup has been working absolute wonders for them, and Sprout have not really been able to get the best of it. More often than not. Faven, though, in a great position here. Are they going to expect him on the other side of this smoke? Oh, the answer is no. Brilliant stuff. Robin gets caught completely off guard, and they had no clue. That is an easy frag. And actually a great idea to just walk through that smoke and wait patiently. Shadow shows here for Thomas. Gets the pre-fire in, but it's not good enough. Daicha will take him down. Now into a 5 versus 3 in favor of Sprout. Crucial has got too many places to watch. The trigger discipline not quite there. They'll get the shot out of him. He has to back off. Faven in a short as well.
Oh, wow.
Does get blinded up, but it's a bit too late, unfortunately. Speedy to take out Crucial. Oh, that missed by an inch. Oh.
He's got to get one eventually. There.
Hey.
Maybe a second. Dennis. Okay, please. Listen, Scrib, I'm saying right now, if they lose this, I'm full malding. Surreal.
Okay.
Here he comes. There's a player close ram. He could get caught out here, and he will. I'm not going to mald. I'll go through my natural progression of malding and be bald in 2 years instead of today. So that's great. But close half. It could have really snowballed a bit more towards Sprout. But Endpoint just started to wake up. Surreal and Thomas especially had some big rounds, some good support flashes from Mighty Max. They really just tightened up and stopped getting picked across the map.
Yeah, I think so, right? And we talked about the early fights not going so well for them, and they just played their setups and let them walk into them. Definitely the double AWP setup making a difference, but there was a good number of frags coming in from the rifle players as well. Thomas and Mighty Max particularly. So I think they just, like I said, reined it in, a bit more discipline, a bit more patience. And it worked out for them. We'll see what they've got in on this T side here. P250 raid boss for Surreal. Bit of utility brought up as well. Fast, long hit to come through. Do need to be careful. They're going to be walking straight into 3 USPs who are very, very ready for this. I think they're waiting for Surreal to help him out a little bit with that P250, but he's the first one to fall. And now all the information is in. They've got to keep pushing forward. The rotation's coming in. It's going to be a flank, in fact, from those 2 B players. Robin, meanwhile, is trying to bring the train into the A site, into the A station, and it looks like they are happy to concede it. Let them plant the bomb. Maybe Daicha takes a peek here as the bomb goes down. Crucial's watching for it, but no frag coming through as yet. And now we go into the fully fledged retake. So much damage coming in from these Glocks, though. Chipping away at the HP bars. Only Daicha with anything worth note at this point. The other 2 are so incredibly low. Down he goes. Faven will find one back, but Snatchy's on 2 HP. Surely there is not a chance here that this ends up going the way of the CT side. Maybe spoke too soon. Crucial saves Endpoint from disaster. But definitely a hell of a lot closer than I thought it would be.
I like that from Sprout. The conceding of the site. Let them plant. Let the smokes fade. Then let's reaggress. They made me nervous fighting in the smokes as much as they did, but the back out was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. I like this. And then the retake just didn't come at a decent enough rate for me. Endpoint able to hit those shots, get the kills required. Scouts now up for Sprout. They'll trade tags in the middle. As Dennis is just going to jump across, get spotted, and I think he gets tagged. Nice shots from Crucial. His two teammates are close, so tag Dennis again through the wall. And that pretty much summarizes his game so far.
Yeah, to be honest. Another key turning point on their CT side, right? I think is what you're alluding to, is like that utility, that chip damage, that cheeky damage through the smoke and whatnot that Endpoint were able to get. Really, really well done from them. And it's continuing somewhat here, right? They don't find the frag, but they've forced him away, and he has to be very careful, can't really spam through, can't get too aggressive, because it could be an easy frag for them. However, they're all funneling in through window right now, certainly dangerous. Spitty will go down, Faven in at the back of the site. I think he did land the tag onto Robin, but goes down eventually. And I think with that, the round will come alongside it. The remaining 3 CTs probably just going to save. Yeah, indeed. So, nice pickup from Endpoint.
Good round for them. They only lose 1 player. Robin, toss over that Mac 10 to Thomas. Let him go hunt. Come on. Even though next round, Speedy and Faven won't have anything, I'm just a greedy monster, and I want you to go make more money. It's all about you, not me. It's not about what I want. As Daicha is trying to line up the eagle shots here on exit. Endpoint will all be okay. Except Robin, obviously. I guess he kind of just accepted he was gonna die and didn't try to exit. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It happens. Not like that other game where there's a big circle that tells you gotta be sure of yourself in CS.
Yeah, that circle's scary.
It is very scary, actually. But I think the thing is, you learn where it is. I don't know really where's safe and where isn't in CS. You just kind of run away as far as you possibly can if you're on low HP, to be honest.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. Dennis. Headshot. Crucial's gone. Cat push. Mighty Max is ready. Should find the second. Thomas is there to back his boys up. Just the scouts remaining. Dennis gets bopped. Just Snatchy towards B. And that should be round and scene. It should be 11 for Endpoint. Sprout will get a buy next. It will include an op out on Snatchy's hands. Once he meets his demise here, he's probably not even expecting them to come towards B. He's like, oh, they're actually going to come towards me? Okay. And he does get a kill. Don't let him get another. Don't let him get another. Nearly.
Yeah, the bare minimum of 3 is kept. The golden rule when you're on that winning side, making sure to get the economy rolling here for the terrorists. Mighty Max sticking with the Galil, but other than that, everybody is happy with the weaponry they've got. AWPs out where they should be. Plenty of utility. A kit even for the side of Sprout. Someone actually buys one. Often in rounds like this, they fail to elect someone to get a kit. Biddy, of course, the in-game leader, taking that mantle over on the Sprout side of things. Really important round, though. They need to get this first rifle round on the board. That's a nice opener, but it's traded back immediately. Teacher is getting very aggressive here, spraying through the smoke. Trades back the damage that he takes pretty much, but not able to find the frag. However, it is Snatchy over at Car to hold them back. 4 on 3 coming in then in favor of Sprout. Crucial tagged up. Teacher tagged up. Nice angle here from Snatchy as well. Bit of utility to work with on the T side, but nothing actually on the CT side of things. So really going to come down to finding the frags or the flames, just about covering the tip of the head there. Very unsure of where they want to go here, though. Very little actual control of this A bomb site to work with. And Robin looks like he's going to be the first port of call, perhaps, or is he going to hope that they get distracted by the long play?
Snatchy creeping out onto the edge of the smoke. We'll find one. There's Crucial from
nice.
long on the immediate refrag is Speedy on the CT ramp. Is always such a hard spot to fight from. There is going to be a gap in the smoke, and the bomb is down just on the other side of it. Trades all over the place, and now it's Crucial versus Faven. As Faven's behind the smoke, about to jump, trying to fake the jump down. As Crucial with his op controls the peak, he controls the game. A quick shot in from him. It's his 14th as he gets the 3K and Endpoint. Go up to 12. Sprout will have to save, or at least half buy. I guess I shouldn't lie to the people. But man, what a game from the Oppers.
Yeah, definitely, right? They have both on this Endpoint side of things stepped up in a big way in a lot of these rounds. Snatchy also having his fair share of flashiness, so certainly what we come to expect from Dust 2. Orpa's playground, as it is known, but Endpoint looking very good. A slow start, but it seems to be a super strong finish if things continue this way. The ball really in Sprout's court on how they answer back here, and well, we've just seen the first rifle rounds. Came close, but they didn't quite get it. The next couple are going to have to go their way if they want to stay alive on this first map.
Oh, Snatch. Gonna be sadly surprised that Surreal didn't want a social distance from him. He wanted to get as close as he could to get that kill. As now, Mighty Max will go ahead and smoke off top of Cat here. And I think they did the one on the box. They did, Script. This one's just kind of OP, not gonna lie.
Yeah, just a bit. It is pretty nasty. I think Avant-Garde back in the day.
No.
Oh, whoa. Okay. I was just going to talk about the smoke, but what has happened here? Oh, goodness. The Deagles just overwhelmed the Endpoint attack. There's so many rounds like that, isn't there? Where it's been like, how did it end up like this?
Shouldn't have happened. Yeah, okay.
They had about 3 of those shots in that round, I think, on the Sprout side of things.
I guess everyone, normally the rule is everyone gets 1, but I feel like everyone gets 6 so far in this game. Like, that seems to be the way we're headed. I don't know. Now just Mac 10s for Endpoint. This is a super big gamble. And I feel like they think they're chasing economy game, but Sprout, literally no, Sprout have double ops, and they're still rich. So, Endpoint might be chasing the an empty box here. They think it's full of victory and full of Sprout being broke, but no, there's nothing in it.
This is the opportunity. This is the chance, I think, for Sprout. Really need to get this one cleanly. And the past few times that we've said that, the opposite has happened. So we'll see what they're able to get done. Double up setup coming in from them as well. Super dangerous. It is going to be all 5 players coming short. So didn't work last round. Maybe second time is the charm. Or maybe they're just looking to fake out some utility. So far, only the 1 smoke goes in. This would be so smart if they throw down these next 2 smokes. And just... Yes, I love it. I love it from Endpoint, right? 1 smoke baits out a fair amount of utility from Sprout. They're going to go for it a second time. Unfortunately, Thomas does fall. The idea is there, and there is still another molly, I think, to keep them back. Also, that OP smoke you were on about, not there this time around, and it makes life so much easier for Snatchy from Car. They are trading a few back on the Endpoint side, but not enough. The Orpa looking very good. Does get bested by a Mac 10, but still 2 more players for Robin to find, and he's very unsure of where they're coming from right now. Oh, gonna get tapped down ever so slightly. Flash comes in, he's so blind. Easy frag for Faven, and a 9th round on the board for Sprout.
You're right. That might have been the round they needed, and now it's starting to get a little dicey here for Endpoint with the bomb planted and loss bonus, though I don't think it's going to be enough to buy. It'll just be a couple pistols on the side of Endpoint. So they'll concede double digits to Sprout, and it seems like a prediction of this being a close series and close map on the first one. is standing very true. It seems like Endpoint have stopped being true to themselves. They just get overwhelmed that one round. They think they're chasing the bag on the next, and turn out Sprout were fine. So maybe the double ops on Sprout side will just be a bit too much to handle.
Yeah, it was the turning point for Endpoint. So maybe the same for Sprout, but then there's an argument to be made that perhaps Endpoint should be prepared. Going to see them quickly burst onto the B-bomb site. Very, very low from that early nade, however. Not going to work out at all for the initial 3 players. We do have one lurking in at middle, but Snatchy is somewhat wise to the fact. Don't think he's going to go barreling on through and get 1-degged and lose an AWP. He is certainly applying big brain plays. Surreal has to come to him, and my goodness, Blinken, you'll miss it. 2k for him. Snatchy could be the difference maker for Sprout if he keeps playing like this.
He is kind of all over it. He is like butter on my toast, all over it. Because no one likes toast without butter covering every inch of it, otherwise it's dry. You can't change my mind.
The only time I've ever seen dry... Oh, okay. For goodness sake, man. Whenever we try and get a conversation going, someone just has to do something nuts. Oh, man.
Unreal. Jeez. Okay. Well, we'll see if Snatchy can fire back. Because clearly these doors aren't stopping anything. And Snatchy's going to slowly creep forward. Crucial sees him. Okay. There must have been a different gap in his smoke. A good molly from Snatchy. But now Endpoint can just group. And it looks like they want to take this towards the B site. Now, it is just Snatchy here. Speedy is the only other player that's close, and he also has an op. So this lurk smoke shuts this round down. They know Snatchy has an op. They just took a shot and let them know, hey, I have an op. You can come through the smoke. And Speedy peeks right into him. I think if Snatchy doesn't shoot his gun there, they might not force the issue that right away.
Definitely something to look back on, right? A very, very small and subtle nuance, but yeah, definitely changes the way the Endpoint move in. Up to a 13th round. And feeling pretty confident to close this one out. Might not be as clean as they would have liked, but they're definitely getting there, right? However, Sprout have got an awful lot of cash in the bank, so could very easily flip this right back in their favor, and enough money for another double up setup even. Really not out of the woods yet for Endpoint. They've got a long way to go, but I think the thing is the economy game doesn't come into it as much at this point unless Sprout start winning. If Endpoint keep winning, I don't think they're that bothered about the money because they're so close to finishing. But the point still stands. There's a fair amount of cash here for Sprout, so it is going to just once again come down to the gunplay. Oh, lovely.
Clean. Crucial has his back in his hands once more. Sprout look to fight towards long this time around with 3. They already applied a lot of utility to that. Only 1 molly remaining. We're like 15 seconds in, and they've already used all their mollies except one on Dennis. The B player doesn't even have a smoke anymore. And Surreal has found Speedy. I think Sprout in trouble here, Scriv. I'm gonna be very honest. I think they're getting overrun. Mighty Max, just no respect up Cat. There's no utility to slow them down. Dennis is in middle. Surreal's hiding in a smoke. Dennis is off the mark. Surreal is not, and he may even find the B player rotating. Yes, he will. It's just looking so clinical.
Yeah, and this is the worst time to crumble for Sprout. There's a good couple opportunities where I think actually they should be the ones finding the frag, but kind of messing it up a little. Snatchy misses a shot, albeit it's panicked and crazy, but Dennis, particularly there in middle, he was the one that started firing at Surreal, assuming, I guess, he'd seen him, and then it just doesn't find the frag. In fact, doesn't really find any damage. So, yeah, some big question marks, and everybody going down. I feel like they are going to buy into this round just because they kind of have to, but they don't really have the cash to do so for the whole squad. Particularly, yeah, if they want to get the AWP out, right? So we might see a couple players with lesser utility. Only the couple kits. It's definitely workable though. The UMP out for Spiddy. Once again, he always elects to be that player who has to maybe take a hit in places to facilitate the rest of the squad. But that last round, they had a perfect buy and ripped apart. So I think something other than the weapons needs to change.
I feel like they've been neglecting Catwalk a little bit to have Sprout. They've been fighting double doors, but Catwalk's been left alone a little bit. And when you leave Catwalk open, these mid to B splits kind of just happen more naturally for Endpoint because there's no pressure towards Cat. They're not using any utility towards it. It means they can do all the smokes towards mid. They can flash towards mid. They can sit with mid control, just like they are now. And there's no one there to say otherwise. Committing 2 players to long, 45 seconds into the round. They're gambling heavy on information. Snatchy will fall off and start to hold mid. If Crucial was already still posted on him, CT, that could have been a complete different outcome. And with the smoke down, Snatchy's trying to find a gap over the top. If he sees the top of someone's head, he might be able to find it, but there's no ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to CSGO. Surreal's just going to lead the charge. They're counter-pushing into B tunnels. Thomas getting for 1. And here comes Mighty Max. This is a big counter kill because the bomb's down here, and there it is. Dennis pushes all the way through. The long hold pays off, but Crucial comes back in, and they're just throwing haymakers.
All over the place right now in this round. 2v1 smoke begins to dissipate. It's Deacher to come out on top of that, but the bomb is going to be planted here. Up on the retake on the B bomb site as well. Very, very difficult to utilize, particularly on its own. Flash comes over the top, but a bit too late, and Snatchy, in between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, saves and map point will come through, but if he'd have gone for it, may well have lost his precious AWP, and they wouldn't have stood a chance at all. 5 rounds in a row. Definitely doable. Stranger things certainly have happened, particularly on a map like Dust 2. We've just seen Endpoint pick up an incredible amount of momentum on their T side towards the tail end of the game. Definitely possible for Sprout to do the same.
Agreed entirely. I like the idea from Sprout. Okay, we've lost mid. Our opera's smoked off. They have no way of coming through the smoke. We're not about to have someone to flash through. We've been flanked through on through B tunnels once. Or they fought us B tunnels once. Let's just push it. They didn't want to get pinched. They knew they were stuck. They were out of the utility. At least didn't have enough to use. So I appreciate the idea of pushing tunnels and trying to take the fight to them. But now they're fine. Anything but sufficient. Surreal's going to be able to get the first. And Sprout, guns like this, you need the first kill. You want to get that free upgrade. And now Surreal could just take Catwalk. Mighty Max may join him if he so wishes. It's maybe end times for map 1 for Sprout.
Yeah. It is dire. It is definitely dire, but I think we can probably all admit if they were to win this map, it would have been in tough fashion. Snatchy just managed to trade one back. The head of Dennis going to be spotted out, and Surreal will take him down. Ooh, that's awkward. Robin just about able to come out on top of that. I think he was just quick switching back from a piece of utility, and now stuck here over on short, gets the molly. Oh goodness, not been a nice time for him, but still a 3 versus 2 with the bomb going down, an MP9 in play, and perfect timing from Crucial. Gets them both. Nice finish coming in, and Endpoint to win it out 16-10.